Almighty Shenron, please make this game not suck. Bastards. I'm sad. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is the latest telling of your beloved Dragon Ball Z franchise, released on January 26, 2020, promising to be the most faithful and full Dragon Ball Z experience to date. Now, it goes without saying, I live and breathe Dragon Ball Z. I'd show you around my room right now, but I'm not gonna do that. So to my understanding, I'm the target audience of this game. On top of my love for DBZ, I also love RPGs. And this game had the promise of being a full, deep, rich RPG experience. So did this game deliver on its promises? Well, if my wish at Shenron was any clue, we'll find out shortly. We once again play a game going through the motions of the anime. To this game's credit, this story actually packs more of the anime than most releases have in the past. Praises end there. This game actively seeks to piss you off, it seems. This game will always be viewed as full of promises and leading you to the worst case of blue you've ever had. Promising to fill the gaps in the story, answering age-old questions that have been around for almost 40 years at this point. Instead of answering the many historically thought of as plot holes, what do we get? Why are there animal people? What did Gohan do between the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga, and how little did that matter? I know that putting a video game together takes hours, years of development and hard work from dedicated teams, but there's one enemy of hard work, dedication, and hardworking teams: hard deadlines. Thanks to that, this game comes off as lazy and unfulfilling. That's where the story in this game becomes the most disappointing. The things that are here versus the things that are not. There are 4 types of cutscenes in this game. The full budget, completely gorgeous realized scenes that just make your jaw drop in pure awe. There's hardly any of those. Then there's the slightly lower quality, still well voice acted, still fully animated, just nowhere near as nice as the fully polished ones. Then there's the stagnant, boring cutscenes with terrible animation, lackluster voice acting, save a few funny and charming DBZ moments you'd expect, but the charming moments are few and far between again. Last but definitely the least is the run-the-mill, no voice acting, just grunt, yaz, oohs, ahs, and the most annoying peel-off damn it you hear way too often every time you talk to Pilaf, which is a lot. These are unfortunately the most common cutscenes, and it just again shows the laziness that is this game. I know it's not actually lazy to make it, but it comes off that way. These phrases they use for these cutscenes repeat over and over and over, never changing throughout the game, except for Gohan just because he gets older and he has to change his voice. Speaking of Gohan, he's my perfect segue to my next point. My favorite arc is the Cell Saga. It's the worst saga in this game by far. It's not even close. I'll get more into that in a second. But this game questionably includes scenes that just aren't important and excludes other well-loved scenes. Or it includes scenes that never even happened in the first place. I get it's a meme, but they don't have the over 9,000 scene, or if you're going with a manga, over 8,000. But they included the Super Saiyan bargain sale and a secondary Yamcha death scene. If you want to avoid memes, avoid all the memes, if not put the memes here. We want the memes! Memes! It's just so damn frustrating. The worst offense is the omission of Vegeta's final flash scene. Completely not here. And Super Trunks completely not here. They skip over it, show Vegeta go, "I'm gonna kill you, Cell," and dead. Yet they put a fight that never happened, Goku versus Semi-Perfect Cell. That never happened. In fact, adding it takes away from the story. There's something nice about just Goku popping in, grabbing Tan and Piccolo, and just bouncing straight the hell out of there. But no, fight. We they want to include another fight. I know a fight you could have had, maybe Super Vegeta versus Perfect Cell ending in a final flash and then Super Trunks fighting Cell like it was in the anime. And worse yet, you know what the most beautiful fight scene in the whole entire game is? The most beautifully rendered cutscene? Raccoon versus Goku. I mean, what the actual hell? I mean, if I still had hair before this game came out, it'd all be gone now anyway. I think you get my point. I can rant about this a lot longer, but this video would last about a few days. How do they manage to make the Raditz boss fight the best fight in the game? Okay, maybe not, but it's damn close. Let's start off with the combat. If you've played Xenoverse, this is a dumbed down version of that, which was already dumbed down from there. Unlike Xenoverse though, where it had a deeper underbelly once you understand the mechanics, this does not. Now, I get these are supposed to be two different video game categories, but someone didn't tell the developers because it sure seems they tried to make Xenoverse 3 here. The combat is just boring, easy, and overly repetitive. I hope you like Red Ribbon Skull robots, because you're gonna fight a lot of them. The random encounters are just pointless and pure fodder. They're not even worth grinding, which, by the way, you don't even have to do in this game. The only way to somewhat make this game a challenge is if you just blitz through the story, ignore all the side missions, because you get so much experience points through the story itself, it keeps you up to pace. It's easy to become extremely overpowered if you do the side missions, just barely delve into what they call the community board, or just make food, all the side activities. You become extremely overpowered and the game gets even easier. Aren't the side activities fun at least? No, they're trash! The side missions, save a few that actually build side characters, there's not that many at all. Just boil down to fetch quests, or just fighting the Skullbots or Cybermen over and over again. That's it. The car driving, time trials, mini games, fishing, trash! I avoided them like the plague unless I was forced to do them by the story. And even then it's just like, I have to grog through this again. There's even one point in a side mission where you have to slaughter a herd of deer. Why? Why not? Is there fun to have? Yes. The only real fun parts of the combat are when you fight boss battles when they get serious, and that's few and far between as well. They aren't challenging, but compared to the Skullbots and Cybermen, it's like comparing Dark Souls to Mario. You also get to use side characters in your party. Sometimes. But really, the only one who's ever worthwhile using is Krillin, because Solar Flare is broken as hell. Now, if you know me, I do not decide a game is good by its graphics. That being said, we're in 2020. Other than the really nicely realized character models, minus Tien, because he just looks off for some reason. I think his face is just too long. This game is ugly. Sure, when you're flying around up in the sky, it all looks fine. Fully flourished out forests, fields, but you get down on the ground, you see the true colors. This is not good. Granted, you're never actually on the ground because everybody's always hovering in this game. No one's touching the ground. I mean, I don't know anything about game development myself, but that seems like pretty basic stuff. They show what this game is capable of in select cutscenes where they go all out, I explained in the story section. If they had just delayed this game and given it more time, this could have been something beautiful, and we didn't get it. And even if you just made all the cutscenes the full potential and didn't touch the gameplay, it would make the terrible gameplay somewhat tolerable, because then you know you're playing to see that next beautiful cutscene. But without it, it's just in this case, you're just kind of playing hoping they didn't screw it up, which they do a lot. I know that I trashed this game pretty hard, but I don't hate it. Again, I am a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, and the promises of this game got me excited. And I'm not alone there. Is it our fault we got overexcited and overhyped for this game? Yes. But the marketing for this game and the trailers and just the pure promises, they didn't deliver. We were thirsty for a faithful representation of our beloved Dragon Ball. We got some of it. Moments of where you're just in awe of what you're seeing, what you're partaking in. Part of that DBZ charm is there, what you love, but the negatives far outweigh them. and that makes me sad. Maybe if there is a sequel to this, they can fix some of these problems. There's going to be a sequel. This game sold a lot. This game is getting DLC, but I'm being honest, I don't know if I want to pay for it. I already bought the collector's edition, which was overpriced to begin with, and I don't feel like shelling out more money. Hell, the season pass should have been included with the collector's edition. Shelling out more for this game will be difficult, but it's Dragon Ball Z and it's hard to resist. I'm usually able to push through games that are subpar or seen as boring, but this being something I love so much, it was a pure grog getting through this. I actively did not want to play it, but I had to, and that sucks. I could not recommend this game to anyone who is less than a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan. Because if they ask me, do I recommend this? The only thing I'm going to be able to think is, crap baskets. Thank you for checking out my review/rant of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I need to go lay down now. Click up here to check out my review of Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne. Click up here to see a blast from the past. Click over here to subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Comment below any albums or games you'd like me to play. Ring that bell to be notified of my next video. Till then, name's David, but you can call me Fenrock.